This is my second vlog, or third, whichever one you want to look at it, and just wanted to touch base with what I'm actually thinking and what I'm actually going to concentrate my work on this semester. And the whole idea and the concepts that we're working at in art is the conflict between different things and how they work together or how they don't work together. So, ocean and the sky and stuff like that, but I'm not really into that kind of thing. But so I'm doing the conflict between the body and the mind, and which is a massive thing for me because I grew up in a Christian home and my parents are pastors, and I've always not really sure what I believed, like seeing good things about what they believe, but then seeing bad things, and then half wanted there to be God and half wanted there just for us to die because of the idea of having to do this life again is like, oh God, it's never going to end, it's just a cycle and stuff. So like mind to me means the soul or what comes after this body. But at the same time it also means what we're thinking coming in line with our body. And I really didn't want to concentrate on the conflict between the two and the struggle between the two, because a lot of my work tends to always go to the negativity and the melancholic. And the last thing I did last semester was really good. It got a lot of me thinking a lot of things that I've been thinking. I did the idea of flirtation with death, which to me was like, well, I've left the church, and is it really smart what I'm doing, even though I feel more like myself? Really, if they're right, what I'm doing is flirting with hell and death and that. So, but towards the end of it, I'm like, holy shit, I can't do this anymore. And I was just feeling totally drained, and I felt like my soul was just bare and naked, and it was really hard, and it was good, and I really liked the end result. But when I look back on it, I like it, but there's so much darkness in this world and so much things that are upsetting and melancholic that I really want to show the positive things. So I do think just with everyday life, our mind does come into conflict with our body. The mind wants things that our body shouldn't have, or, our mind tells us that we can't do things that our body actually can do, but we don't give it credit for what it really is capable of and things like that. So even though it is at conflict with each other, if you can bring them into unity with each other, and so that they're working as one instead of being at conflict with each other, there's a massive power in that. There's a strength and there is a peace, and that's what I want to really concentrate my artwork on. So to say, yeah, they are at conflict with each other, but if you bring them together, it's amazing. And that's where you find the best human being that you can be. And so that's what I'm going to concentrate on. And different ideas are going through my head of like what I can actually do with my body and my mind. And so I often, like lately, have been thinking, how to use the body as an actual artwork, which is why I've been looking more at performance art and recording things and stuff like that. So I'm going to do what I was thinking of is doing like a stop animation, which was put onto my back, then taking a photo, and then it would come a process. And then a process would then also with some kind of clay animation I was thinking of as well. And I was thinking of doing that as using a silk screen for each one. So I'd draw the pictures in the kind of old-fashioned ways they did with like when they did the old Disney movies and they do the tray spacing and they would flick through it like a flick book. Think of doing that, and then I'd turn the images into silk screens, which would then I would silk screen onto my back, take a photo, do the next thing. That way, even though I'd be getting someone else to take the photos most likely, I'd have a lot more control over it, exactly what's going on, and I wouldn't have to rely on getting the image perfect on the time, because obviously your body is not a flat canvas, so it's already got the images of the fact that your body changes and things like that. And the idea I wanted to do was, the hard thing is, I find, is this is what my mind's thinking, how do I put that into a completely visual form? So to actually figure out, I know I'm going to do it as a portraiture. I don't tend to like landscapes. I like people. I think they have more emotions. I think emotions is the best way to convey what your mind is thinking. So that's more likely what it's going to be. And to do that, I'm going to research a lot more ancient art than probably modern. Though like spirituality is definitely something I think of when I think of the body, art to do with mind and body. But also looking at things like African art and Buddhism and things like that, which and even like Catholicism, is that what you say? I don't know, because I'm not actually from that background. But like even a lot of religion and different belief systems come into have artwork that go along with that, and it's a very strong thing. And even though I don't look at it and I don't think a spiritual connection with the mind, I guess they did. So looking back to see, well, what were they actually thinking and how was that conveyed through the images they've done. So I'm going to look at that, and also just different philosophies of how you can bring your body and your mind joined as one. So that's where my research is going to go. I've started doing a bit, but it's slow going because actually finding the information I'm finding quite difficult. I don't like relying on the internet because I don't think it's a very reliable source all the time. You can kind of get it to, if you're looking for the internet to tell you something, you can pretty much find at least something that will agree with what you want instead of actually finding the truth. But looking through just libraries and stuff, it's very hard for me to know exactly where to start looking. So that's a bit of a slow process, but hopefully by the end of next week, I'll have a bit more of an actual knowledge instead of just an idea. But yeah, so that's the end. That's what I'm thinking, and yeah, see you next time.